Welcome back to another episode of Giraffes Wear Math Socks. This is episode 2. Thank you so much for the support from last week. That really made my day. We're up to 200 views and several subscribers in the 30s. That's way more than I thought we'd have. So thank you for the feedback. Thank you for watching. And here we go. We're talking about converting measurements. This is something that you're going to have. This is a life skill, a real world skill that you're going to have to be able to do no matter what job you choose, no matter what career, no matter what you do, you're going to have to be able to convert measurements. So let's get started and look at this. So you've been watching TV or on the radio, and they're like, we'll be back in so many seconds. Well, let's say that they just happen to say they'll be back in 240 seconds. Okay, I know that's a very specific amount of time. But let's say the guy on the radio says, we'll be back in 240 seconds. You have a chore, like doing the dishes. Okay, let's say it takes you 5 minutes to do the dishes. You're like, do I have enough time to finish the dishes before the commercial is over? Because you don't want to miss whatever show you're watching or whatever program you're listening to on the radio. So how do we go back and forth between this? Well, I know we have 5 minutes here. So how many seconds are in just 1 minute? Okay, it's okay to say that out loud. Well, that would be 60 seconds in 1 minute. So how can I use this to help me here? Well, if 60 seconds equals 1 minute, then how many seconds are going to be in 5 minutes? What can I do here? So I've got, all right, 5 minutes. Let me draw. So I have each minute and then 60 seconds. So now how do I know how many seconds are in 5 minutes? Well, I can just add these together. So 60 plus 60 plus 60 plus 60 plus 60 is going to give me what? If I go over here and I look, all zeros, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 300 seconds. Okay, does that make sense that it would take me 300 seconds to be in 5 minutes? Well, yeah, if I did 60 times 5, or just think about 6 times 5 would be 30, so 60 times 5 is going to give me 300 seconds. So if the break, or if it takes you 300 seconds to do the dishes, do you have time to make it? No. Okay, you're going to miss how much of that? Well, 300 minus 240 is going to be 60 seconds, which is equal to 1 minute. So you're going to miss 1 minute of whatever you're waiting on. So is that worth it? I don't know. You might want to break it up into parts there. So 240 ounces and 12 pounds. Now, let's say you're trying to buy you have a small animal and you want to buy a carrier to carry them in. And let's say that your animal, like I don't know, a dog or a cat, let's say it weighs 12 pounds. And you go to the store and it says on the thing, it doesn't say it in pounds, but it says in ounces. And it says that it will hold 240 ounces. And your animal weighs 12 pounds. You want to see if Fluffy can fit in this thing. Okay, so let's see. First of all, we need to know how many ounces are in a pound. Well, there are 16 ounces in 1 pound. Okay, so same thing again here. If I take and I look, okay, what is 12 pounds? Is going to be how many ounces? So I can say, well, if 1 pound is 16 ounces, then 12 pounds, I need to do 12 times 16, which is a skill that we did way earlier in the school year as a 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication. So this should be simple here. 6 times 2 is 12. Carry my 1. 6 times 1 is 6. Plus the 1 makes it 7. 72. Placeholder. Clean house. It's kind of hard to clean house with a Sharpie, but you gotta do what you gotta do. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. And 192 ounces. So, if Fluffy weighs 192 ounces, can they fit in something that holds 240 ounces? Well, yeah, they can. Okay, last problem we're going to look at for this video. So, a bag of potatoes weighs 5 pounds. And if we put this bag on a scale, the unit on the scale is in ounces. What weight does the scale show? Well, we just talked about there are 16 ounces in 1 pound, 1 lb. Okay. So how much is a 5-pound bag going to cost? Well, if we think about the way we did our chart earlier, so I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will have each pound 1 lb. I know that kind of looks like 11 on some of these, so I apologize for that, but that should be 1. Let me make my 1s be different than the L. 1 lb, and that's going to be 16 ounces. So I'm going to take this same thing here and do 16 plus 16 plus 16 plus 16 plus 16. So repeated addition is going to be the same thing as multiplication. So 16 times 5. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 1 is 5. Plus my 3 is going to be 8. So 80. What? Is it going to be 80 pounds or 80 ounces? Well, it said it showed it in ounces. That's going to be 80 ounces. Okay, so hopefully that's going to help you as we go through this week talking about these different measurements. So I look forward to next week, and see you then.